Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I know it's not Christmas just yet, but it is for some of you. I'm getting all festive. I didn't wear the Grinch outfit, and Sam wasn't able to wear it either, so we just settled for this. Looks like the Santa rally might be coming into play. There was word on the street that the Grinch was going to take over this rally and that Santa rally was no longer going to exist for Bitcoin, but seems like we got some flavor. Bitcoin has been doing, and Ethereum have been doing some really wild price action. I've been paying attention to the delta and the volume profile on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And for the past 14 hours, Ethereum has been stuck in a $70 range and Bitcoin's been stuck in a $1,000 range. And this is the result of it. This move to the upside. How long will it be sustained for is a different story. But we've got good news about Microstrategy. They're probing the shareholders because they want their authority so they can buy some more Bitcoin. 10 billion. This guy is not stopping. Well, it is part of the 2121 plan, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to talk about that very shortly. We're going into the final day. Pretty much explains why we're witnessing this madness across the board. Okay. There are a lot of people that are suggesting that Bitcoin is getting poised for a dump. Okay. Which is why I say to you, if you believe that Bitcoin's going to make a move to the upside, take advantage of it. Make some money, get out. The naysayers will always be the naysayers. I'm here to tell you what the naysayers are saying. I'm here to tell you what the positive guys are saying. Yet you call me fuddish. What the? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get with the program and understand exactly what is going on. Again, Merry Christmas. Well, what is good? What is good? So let's get on the program, ladies and gentlemen. Just to notify you, I won't be going live this evening. So I'm going to try and make the most of this live and give you everything that I can. And get ready for Christmas, you know? Let's get with the program, gang. Here we go. So we've got this in front of you right now. I've got Bitcoin, green vector candle right here. USDT dominance right here. Ethereum on the left side of the chart. And this is all on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 1 hour time frame over here as well. I think it is, on the 4 hour time frame. So you can see Bitcoin has done a very good job of marking higher. It has broke the 50 EMA, and I took this trade, even though this morning I wasn't. I took this trade right here, and we're currently sat on some decent profit right now because of this move. I am using size. We've currently got around $6,000 on one position on Bitcoin, and we've got another $4,000 on Ethereum right there, okay? And I'm getting ready to close these positions unless they actually do sustain this move to the upside. You can see the funding rate right now is going up a little bit, so that's very interesting. But what we're actually going for, and I'm going to show you exactly what I noticed last night, okay? In front of you is Exo charts. Look at this. This profile right here, unbelievable. Look at this. You see this here? Now, before this rally to the upside, this is what you would call a normal distribution on the volume profile, which effectively means that price is stuck in one zone and it's just accumulating. This move up is the result of that, okay? Now, what you've got to take into consideration, ladies and gentlemen, is how long is it going to rally for? Well, the market isn't open just yet. It is 2 o'clock and we do have light volume across the board. Okay, so we've got to be very careful, and I've got to be very careful with this just in case Bitcoin does decide to snap reverse to the downside, which does look like it wants to try and do, but I'm going to give it a little bit of freedom because I can anticipate that after this big move to the upside with no wick, green platinum members, remember, no wick to the upside, no wick to the downside. It's a very strong candle, okay? There is conviction, which means that I might take that, leave some money on the table on the candle retracing, but I'm paying attention to the actual delta. And delta on Ethereum alone has been in and around the 20 million. The cumulative delta on Ethereum has been at around 19 million, 18, 19 million for the best part of about 4.5 hours. So for every time price tries to pull back, someone's coming in and bidding it up again, okay? So it's very interesting to see how this is all going to unfold. Naturally, Bitcoin could just slump from this point, but I'm giving it a little bit of freedom because it looks like things could be working to the upside for Bitcoin, okay? So I'm going to be holding on to that trade and see how it goes. We've got conviction from this area down here. Here's Bitcoin. So we are showing signs that maybe a test of the 50 EMA could be on the cards, but this area right here was coming in with very, very strong conviction from the bids. Going over to the bids and the offers, you can see that we've got quite a few offers coming into play, and just look at the volume down below here, man. In the last 15 minutes, 235 million's come in, and 515 million in the last hour, 662 million in the last 4 hours, and then 567 million in the last day or so. Okay, so it's showing signs that it wants to continue higher. All right, what sentiment is fueling that? Well, look at what's been going on. You've got articles like this. Bitcoin long-term holders are about to cash out. Well, they're probably cashing out right now with this rally to the upside. They'll only cash out when price is rising. Is that not what happens? Don't you sell an investment of value as it's rising in value? Or do you sell it as it's dropping in value? Well, that's debatable. You got Peter Brandit. He's turning around saying that there's a bearish signal. He's pretty stern, this good old Pete. He says, hey, trolls, this is not a prediction, just always pointing out possibilities, not probabilities, not certainties. No screenshot is necessary. He expects that if Bitcoin loses this point, it's going to roll over and start hitting the 70s. Who else is talking breeze about Bitcoin? Well, not really talking breeze, but we yesterday spoke about this, okay? And it was 112 million. It's actually now 500 million in outflows from the crypto exchange. So this is what probably caused Bitcoin's price to actually drop yesterday. And then 500 million, man, they're taking money off people. But in better news, institutional Bitcoin holdings surged to 31%. ETFs, governments, Microstrategy. Look at that. ETFs, governments, Microstrategy. There's your reason why everything is pumping. And I want to address something to you all. Mr. Crypto right here, he makes a valid point about the Santa rally, okay? 2016, what have you got? You've got this nice pump to the upside, Santa rally, yeah? Christmas 2020, nice Santa rally. Logic says that from this point here, you'd assume that the Santa rally is going to go up. What didn't we have here? Institutional investors, ETF, BlackRock, and MicroStrategy were doing their hardest to pick up as much Bitcoin as possible. Christmas 2020, not really any BlackRock, not really that many institutional investors. MicroStrategy still waving its hand, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. Now you've got institutional investors. Now you've got an ETF. Now you've got MicroStrategy and their claim to picking up more. Look at this, picking up more shareholders' value, trying to get them to commit to getting $10 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's what they're doing. It says here that the proposals include raising Class A shares from 330 million to 10.3 billion to fuel capital raising. They're not going to stop buying, but what's the point in this? What I'm saying to you guys is this was crypto, this was crypto, this is institutional investors, this is Wall Street. This move right here is Wall Street. The same way it's Wall Street is the same way you got to treat it the way Wall Street treat it. When you've got a nice bit of profit, okay? And after the move starts to slow down, then you say to yourself, all right, let me scale some back. Let me take some off the table going into the BlackRock ETF itself. Where's my thing? Where's my ETF? Here we go. A few moments ago, we haven't really had any selling going off on BlackRock. They sold a little bit yesterday, but nothing's coming off the balance right now. You can see right here when nothing's coming off from BlackRock, not really that much selling is happening. And it makes sense that BlackRock has been accumulating and accumulating, maybe because they're on the belief that this is probably going to lead Bitcoin higher. Okay, so take that into consideration when you are looking at trading Bitcoin. Think about what would BlackRock do, or what would the average investor of the ETF be doing right now. Okay. Another thing that's come to my attention is this. Anyone that stakes in crypto, okay, be very mindful because they're going to look to try and tax staking gains, all right? Now, as much as Donald Trump is all for the favor of cryptocurrency and what have you, you've got to understand that there's still legislation behind it all. So it's going to be very interesting how they really roll out. They endorse cryptocurrency, and now they're going to start slapping taxes on it. I mean, come on, man. It's going to be an interesting story. Let's quickly go back into price. Where are my trades, man? I need to keep an eye on this. Here we go. So where we at? I need to make sure that I'm looking at that correctly. All right. So we're currently... No, that doesn't make sense. That's not right. That is not right. That's not right. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So Ethereum's pulled back a little bit, but Bitcoin's the one making the pump right now. So we're doing all right on our Bitcoin trade right now. I've got 8K right there. And then we've got just under 3K, on Ethereum. Why is Ethereum bleeding out? I mean, Bitcoin is moving up, but I think Ethereum's going to be following suit very shortly, only because of the principle of what's going on here. She's done the retrace, potentially looking for the continuation higher. As long as Bitcoin does sustain this move going to the upside, you've got Ethereum up here with a massive imbalance. So that would then tell me that Ethereum is probably getting primed to make a move up. I've got to give Ethereum a little bit of freedom, to be fair, before I then consider actually closing off this trade. What am I doing here? Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, whilst we're at it? What am I doing here? Come on. Yeah, she's going back, man. She's pulling back. Any questions, guys? Is it true Microstrategy can own only up to 5%? I wouldn't think that's the case. Surely you can't just own only 5% of the supply. If you've got the money to buy it, you buy it. Simple as. You know, there's no limit. Not that I've heard. How do you tax staking? Which country collects the taxes? It's the IRS. You know? Look, listen. It's, bro, IRS. You know who the IRS is? Yeah? You've got to understand it says here, look, while the timeline for resolving this dispute remains unclear, the implications are significant. If Jarrett prevails in court, it would represent a substantial victory for US crypto investors. This is what winds me up about people when they see news like this. Oh, it's fun, you know, get with the program, Tina. They're just trying to scare people. You know, if they're trying to scare people, it ain't working, bro. Clearly not working. But you are informed because you might be staking. I stake. Ain't going to impact me because I'm not in the US. But now we've got this story with Mika on the European zone with the delisting of Tether. Now, the exchanges that I use, I ain't heard anything from them saying about the delisting. They haven't prompted the users on what needs to be done, whether you need to get rid of USDT. If you have it, convert it over to USDC. They haven't said anything, so it's one of those ones. Okay? Any questions? Australian taxes staking. It is income received, then taxed at your marginal income tax rate. There you go. Australia. Happy birthday. Merry Christmas to all my Australians, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you all. I'm not with it today. Yeah, it can't go into outside of its... Yeah, obviously it can't. It's within the US. Oh, my days, man. Anyways. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? NASDAQ looks strong. Well, you've got to pay close attention to this. This is the volatility index. It's not actually doing much. It's coming back down. It's trading lower, but not really doing much. NASDAQ has made a nice little climb to the upside. But again, it could just be on a full recovery. But again, it's the last day of the trading week. You've got to be very careful with it. Solana hasn't really followed through. Bitcoin's the only one that's making movements. Ethereum just looks like it's stalling, man. That's not good on Ethereum. You know what? I think I'm going to close off my trade on Ethereum. I'm not liking it because it looks like it's just Bitcoin's day. Ethereum might be taking a little bit of time on that. Okay. When altcoin season? Well, let's just wait and see if the idea of altcoin season is going to come into play, in my opinion. I mean, I'm looking at the Bitcoin dominance right now, and that's coming down, okay? But I am looking for it to come back up. This is on the 4-hour time frame, to be fair. If I go to the hour time frame, I've got a path of where Bitcoin dominance could be ending up soon. Got the red vector candle up here at 59. You got these red vectors over here at 58, looking at USDT. As long as USDT maintains this drop to the downside and they do not recover, Because look, they've gone back into the previous green vector candle. So previous green vector candle should be triggering some profit taking, which is where I should be taking it. But if they are going to keep on marking prices higher, this candlestick that we've got right now should continue lower to the next point, which could be genuinely the good Santa rally and get down to 4.07%. That will be wonderful for everyone in cryptocurrency. Okay. When XRP season, well, it's currently going for a drought. So that's one thing about XRP. I'm telling you now, $2.30 is the new 50 cents. That is the truth right there, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to keep an eye out on what's going on here. I have to monitor these. There's Bitcoin. Yeah, I've got to keep an eye on that. Okay, any other questions? Tina, can you look at altcoin market cap without Bitcoin and Ethereum? Yes, I certainly can. That would be the total market cap right here. Totals 3. So what we got? Close to $1 trillion again. If they can clear this range, happy day. So what you're looking for is most altcoins that are breaking above the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. Pay close attention to those, all right? Because they are probably being primed to mark higher. And if it does rally in our favor, we're looking for price to get back to the red vector candle region up here, okay? Any altcoins that are trading below the 50 EMA, wait until they can get back up above the 50 EMA so that any assets that have already moved away from the 50 EMA and price moves up. So this is the journey. Altcoins move up, recover this red vector candle, okay? At that point, the 50 EMA in principle would be somewhere here, okay? Wait for price to come back down, okay, to test that 50. The altcoins that are currently below the 50 EMA would naturally be getting above that 50 EMA ever so slightly, so that once they do get above that 50 EMA, the retrace back down in the total market cap for the majority of the altcoins will pull back to the 50 EMA. The altcoins that have just made it above the 50 EMA will consolidate at the 50 EMA, and then when the price of the market cap bounces off the 50 EMA, the logic says that those altcoins that are below the 50 EMA that have managed to get above it and now trading at the 50 will, in essence, continue higher. That's the logic. Because what you're seeing, what I'm trying to suggest here, ladies and gentlemen, is leaders and laggards, okay? Who's leading the altcoin market in the rally to the upside, okay? Who isn't leading it? Who's laggard? Who's behind? Focus on the laggards, because the guys that move first will be retracing when the guys that are laggard are waiting, will start to make a move up. I always get confused with that. Always mixes my brain up. Good to go back into that. Okay, then. Cool. All right. So we're still all right with Bitcoin, still doing its thing. 17 million on the Delta for Ethereum. She's still holding out at the 3,437. So I could assume that Ethereum could be pulling back, but I'm waiting for the market to open in the next 10 minutes to see if that's going to be the case. Just remember, another one, just to remind you all. What have I done here? There we go. Yeah, just to remind you all, Platinum members, we've got a live stream tomorrow, Christmas Day, at 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard for the Platinum members. And if you want to participate in that, there is a discount code in the description of this live stream where you get 20% off your first month, and you can join that live stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard, where we're just going to break down price action. We're going to break down the concepts of the hybrid and just have a little bit of a good time in there. Okay, cool. Now, any other questions? What did Japan say about interest? Japan haven't actually had the conversation just yet. They're going to be having the conversation on... Wait a second. Hold on a sec. Have I removed it? Bank of Japan was going to have a conversation. They've revoked it. It's been removed. Interesting. It's been removed. Wow. Tina, why in the UK have they converted the name of Christmas markets to winter gatherings? I pretty much explains what's going on in the UK. Santa Rally looks like it's on the alts. Do you think they will retest the daily open? There could be a possible retest of the daily open. It can do anything. I mean, look at Ethereum right now. Where's my Ethereum trade? See, the Ethereum trade is looking dead right now. Where is it? I've got to be careful. Where are we at? Yeah, Ethereum trade is pulling back relatively close. And I'm using size on my Ethereum trade. No two ways about it. And they could actually pull all the way back, but they could retain and make the rally back up again. It's just loading up on the delta in principle. Okay. Let's just, yeah, I think I'm going to close off Ethereum because it's moving back pretty sharply. Yeah, I'll close off Ethereum. I'm not interested in leaving dead money on the table like that. I left money on the table with Ethereum, but I don't like the way she's behaving. But it looks like Bitcoin's holding the rally. So we'll just wait and see how Bitcoin sustains this move to the upside, see if it can happen or not. And if Ethereum does decide to make a move higher, then I'll just enter back in again. But let's see how Bitcoin plays out. Bitcoin getting rejected at the 200 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. I wouldn't say that yet. It's too much of a big move. It's getting above the 200 EMA, okay? And what you've got to look at is the consistency of the data, the delta that come in. All this volume right here is massive, and now they've gone for the run for stops, okay? So the previous day's high has not been swept just yet. So they're going to want to take that range to really add proof to this move. I might have closed Ethereum prematurely, but never mind. Never mind. Yeah, Bitcoin still ain't, it's not finished just yet. Not finished just yet. Diamond handy. Nah, I can't be bothered with Ethereum. Tina, why these people don't learn how to trade instead of hopium like the green shirt? Look, man, if you are of the understanding that, do you know what, guys? If you're making money in crypto, it doesn't matter your opinion on anyone's opinion on it. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. As long as you're making money from it and as long as you're taking something from the marketplace, you know? Because if you're not, then what do you want me to say to you? You know? What time frame are you using for your trade? The 1 minute and the 3 or the 1 and the 5? I saw the move to the upside on Bitcoin on the green vector candle that appeared above the 50 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. So I took my entry point in principle as this was becoming a vector candle. I had sensed that based on the volume profile as well. I was expecting Bitcoin to come up because of the volume profile and what was going on exo charts, because I've been watching it. And I thought to myself, I wasn't going to take a trade because it was just staying in this range. But then I started to see the delta holding and price started to print green vectors on the 1 minute time frame, started to mark higher. And I then started to say to myself, you know what? I'm not going to know unless I take the trade. I need to get feedback from it. So I took the trade, and then they started to make the green vector candle, and then the green vector candle made the move above the 50 EMA. Blue vector candles coming into play right now with Bitcoin, which is good news for me. I've got a red vector candle region over here. Pay attention to this right now. Yeah, Ethereum's taking its time. So I think Ethereum's going to move later on. It's right now Bitcoin's turn to make the move. So currently on a $9,000 move to the upside, I would not hesitate to reduce my leverage and load up a little bit more, but it's too much of a fast move up. I'd need to see Bitcoin go to 100K for me to even consider adding to this. Okay, but could they go up to 100K right now? Who knows? We've got decent profit right now. Do I need to even do anything? No, not really. Just leave it now. And if I review my entry point, I say to myself, this is what you're looking for. Okay. And this is what I'll go over tomorrow in the actual masterclass, but the session with the platinum members. Okay. Just this Asian session midpoint right here. And I shared it in the Discord. What did I put up? Yeah, I shared this logic in the Discord. I said, based on volume profile and the delta on ETH and Bitcoin, based on volume profile and the delta, ETH and Bitcoin could be poised to make a significant run up. Trade this logic very carefully. It's been holding this range all night, and an attempt lower has been met with massive bids. Okay. And that was, of course, at 1:30. That's the logic I took to take the trade. 1:30 was around this area right here. Happy days. And now Bitcoin has just made the significant move to the upside. And it's now claiming previous vector candles, blue vector candle coming into play, red vector candle recovery. If they can get above the psychological high, then we're laughing, ladies and gentlemen. And I would say that that is a very good trade, a very low risk reward trade for me. Okay, because usually when I take a trade, I can get caught out in deviations away from the moving average. But I'd say that this move here without the delta, okay, because I'll show you this. This is a website called Signals, spelt with a Cignals.io, okay? Not affiliated to them. I just like their tape. And their tape is, right now, this is for Ethereum, okay? And I've had this on for the best part of 7 hours, okay? And it has just stayed at between 15 and 19 million on Delta. And that's why Ethereum's moved up, which is being backed by Bitcoin moving up as well. Can you imagine what the Delta will be for Bitcoin, okay? But it's moving up, and they look at, see these guys here? They're selling in principle, okay? But then in a few seconds, you're going to see some guys loading up on the bids, which will be bright. Look, it's all green right there. And you'll see some bright green coming in very shortly, because it's like they're protecting the bids. I'll see it. You'll see it in a few. It's getting light green. Here we go. See that bright green right there? Nice little bright green move right there, which means that the guys are coming in to protect. See, that was a lot of selling right there. So now with that selling, the bids have been picked up. The logic says that the offers are going to come in, which is going to mark price higher, and it will be brighter green. You should see it happening very, very shortly if it's got to a level where the guys are interested in loading up. See, it's green, but not bright green. I'm looking for bright green to suggest that prices are going to continue higher, but Ethereum's not really making the move right now. Here we go. A little bit of a bright green right there. Little red. See that bright green again? Okay. So it doesn't see. Looks like Ethereum is lagging on this. Okay. Looks like it's lagging. Here we go. There's your bright green. So they're starting to come in right now, which means that retail's buying and those guys are selling into them. But the cumulative delta gives me the idea of how aggressive the guys are at buying, which means price goes up. Okay, because there's someone selling. There you go, 18K, 13K, 7.5. So I may have, and then it comes back again. You see what I mean? That's what I'm looking at. If I just go over to this one here and put on Bitcoin, let me put in Bitcoin. I'll show you what it does in regards to Bitcoin. What are you doing, bruv? Please, no. What did you do there, Tino? Come on. There we are. Okay, so this is fresh. This is fresh right now. This is what we're going to be looking at. This is fresh for Bitcoin, okay? You're now witnessing the delta, right? So it's positive 500,000. What I'm looking for is it needs to be in the millions, the cumulative delta. So now it's pulling back, okay? That's 1 million, minus 1 million. So even if it's minus 1 million and price is still going up, you could effectively see that there's a little bit of divergence coming into play, but I don't think that's going to happen right now. But it's now minus 2 million, but price is still going up. So we're now waiting to see if they can actually sustain this minus 3 million right now, minus 5, but price isn't really impacted by that. The offers are going to come in very shortly. You're going to see some big green, bright green orders coming in. There's one right there, and they're going to start hitting the market very soon. What time is it? Literally 3 minutes until the market, here we go. 3 minutes until the market actually opens up, okay? Bitcoin's off, daily high, previous day's high has been taken. I closed off my Ethereum trade too soon. Never mind, not interested. There you go, 12 million. What did we just say? All those orders, just as I switched it, 13 million. So what's going on right now? There you go, it keeps on climbing. And that's what was going on last night, but they contained price in one zone, right? It wasn't going up, it wasn't going down. And I was toying between the idea of whether I should take the trade or not. I wanted to share the setups this morning for the platinum members. And then I was saying to myself, it could collapse. It could go down. It could go up. And I was just waiting for a logic, which is why I shared it in the Discord saying that if it's going to come into play, then price is going to move up significantly based on the delta. And it actually worked out. So I hope some of the guys managed to exploit that. Okay. But you just seen right now that it was at plus 15 million on the delta, and it's now gone down to 5. So some big sell orders have come in, okay? Quickly going over to Bitcoin over here, you've got the blue vector candle. It's gone above into the previous red vector candle. Happy days. We've got resistance at the 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame. This candlestick right now needs to really show its worth. Go to the 5-minute chart. I'm not seeing anything, and here's a little bit of a strategy for you regarding this. Notice how price is trading above the 5 and 13 EMA on the 5-minute time frame. If you guys are watching this thinking, oh my God, Bitcoin could continue higher, okay? I'm okay to hold my trade and test the logic that Bitcoin's going to continue higher. Because what am I looking for? I'm looking for Bitcoin to break the 5 and 13 EMA. Ethereum effectively did that. So I closed off the trade where there was profit. Okay. But Bitcoin has not done that. So the 5 and 13 EMA is this one right here and this one right here. Okay. So yellow is the 5 and 13 is the red. If Bitcoin on the 5-minute time frame starts to break below the 5 EMA, I'm going to pay attention. If it can get back up above it, happy days, right? I also look at the candlesticks. Look at this green candlestick here, okay? No wick, barely any wick, leading price to go higher. The gentleman in the Discord, we had that conversation. There's an example. It's led it to go higher. Look at the other candlesticks. No wick, barely any wick, no wick at the open. Conviction to mark higher. When you start seeing wicks, that's where things are starting to get a little bit choppy, okay? So unless Bitcoin breaks the 5 EMA, I have no reason to get out of my trade. If you're looking at this move thinking, oh, Bitcoin could potentially keep on going higher, use very light size, okay? Look at where we are. It's Christmas Day tomorrow. Not many guys are trading, or the institutions, okay? So be careful. It could snap reverse and then try and come back up again, but that's what you've got to be paying attention to. Okay. So far, 10K. I'm happy with that. Can we get a little bit more movement up? The offers. Let's have a look. We got any offers coming in? 6 million on top side over there at 97,000. Hasn't been taken yet. 1.4. 10 million. 10 million at the 96,890 point. I might have to give Bitcoin a little bit of freedom. Here we go. Look. So here's the 5 EMA right now. Okay. So the logic says that I need to just put this here just to make, yeah. So the logic says that if it breaks this 5 EMA, I've got to pay attention. All right. Go to the 1-minute time frame. Have I got a block? I've got a couple of blocks coming into play right now, and that's green vector candles. Okay. So I've got this block right here. I've got a red vector candle, which will tell me they're going to want to try and recover up because historically, look what they do. They go back into the red vector candle, back up, red vector candle, back up, red vector candle, back up. That's what the logic says. Okay. Market is now open. So we're going to have a little bit of volatility coming into play right now. Let's have a look at where we are. Euro hasn't moved. I'm glad I didn't do anything on there. NASDAQ is coming up. It's come back down. Volatility index is trading negative. So that's okay. Bitcoin, red vector candle. Now on the 1-minute time frame, it's breaking the 5 and 13 EMA. Got to be very careful. I know there's a red vector candle inside of there. So how it behaves at this point now is going to tell me if I should hold on to the trade or not. Are we looking for a retrace? The retrace will only happen if it does invalidate this 5 and 13 EMA. And that's what I'm effectively looking for. This is... I don't think it's done. The psychological high right there is the next point of interest. 97,000 is the only logical spot for me to just say, okay, maybe we've got more room. Range daily high could be coming into play right now. Go to the 50-minute time frame. I've got a small candlestick right there. Any green vectors? No green vector on that one. It's not a green vector. No, it's a blue vector. Yeah. So they've recovered the blue vector candle. Tap that. Remember that 50, that 5, that red vector candle, that logic where they sell from the highs at the lowest possible point to then try and break higher again. Okay. So that's the logic being applied right there. They've been doing that since this move to the upside. Red vector doesn't break below the 5 and 13 EMA, shift out to the upside. Guys, this is the stuff that I talk about in the masterclass sessions. This is in the checklist. This is all in there for the platinum members. So this is the logic I go over all the time, and it's the same thing over and over again. Green vector candle coming into play on Bitcoin right now, so that's good news for us. Where's the delta? The delta is now minus 11 million, so that is very interesting, and price is still climbing, so we could be getting into a little bit of a topping formation right now. So I've got to be very careful with that. Where am I at right now? So at nearly $11,000 for the day. I want to see 97. I really want to see 97. Come on. Get to 97 and we close. Psychological high could be on the cards. Let me have a look at what Exo Charts is. See, look what I mean. Ethereum will move. She's taking her time. She's building, right? Bitcoin's going to move. Then it's going to hold. Then Ethereum's going to come into play. That's what I think is going to happen. Look at this imbalance up here for Ethereum. She's just screaming to go to it. It's not claiming that for 97 just yet. I've got to give it a bit of freedom. Yeah, got to give it a bit of freedom. Any other questions? Even if it goes up, like I'm not looking for the glory shot, the home run. No, I'm not interested. You know, I've taken a trade. I took the trade at 1:30, and we're now 2:30. You know, got to be grateful at the same time. It's 10 grand in an hour. You know, whatever I can get from it, happy days. You know, but I'm looking now and I'm like, okay, I've got a block now. I've got to wait and see if this can sustain itself. If it can't, I'm out. I don't care. I cannot complain. I can't. Shorting the 200 EMA on the 1 hour, good here. No. You don't want to be shorting, not now, not with all this. But again, listen, it's all about how long you decide to short from, how long you decide to short. If you take a short right now on Bitcoin could go all the way up to 97.5 or 98,000. But what if you're in the short because you believe Bitcoin is just going to slump over the next 2 weeks? Shorting would be going against the path of least resistance. You don't want to do that, okay? You don't want to short it. You want to ride it. If it breaks down, it breaks down. Now I'm applying the logic of the block. If the block works out for me, then price in principle from here should mark higher. The delta right now is negative 50 million. Might need to do something about my trade right now, okay? If it increases, then I'll assume that they're trying to come back in to bid lower to mark higher again. And I'm paying attention to the 5 and 13 EMA to test that logic. See that big bright green order then? Someone's coming in. So now price is going up to test the logic of the block. That should turn into a green vector candle if it works favorably for me. Give me more flavor. Green vector before the next candle? No? Nah, it's not going to turn. Nah, not yet. Unless it finishes higher. Nah, not yet. How long we got left? 23 seconds, yeah. Unlikely, yeah. Unlikely. Unless it plows up, but not yet. No, it could be. Could be a green vector. Could be a green vector. Could be. How long we got? 5 seconds. Gone. Gone, son. Gone, son. Do it. You cheap. No, it didn't do it. Never mind. But it seems to be climbing. Delta's coming down. It was minus 50. Now it's minus 34 million. So money's coming in. Bitcoin gone. Here we go. Plus minus 12 now. Delta's increasing, so there's people buying. Okay? That means people are selling. So the rally's not done yet. Okay? Where are we at? 11,000. So that's all right. 1,000%, man. That's can't complain, guys. Can't. You know? You can't. I'm using a relatively decent amount of leverage there. I'm using their money. My margin was $1,000. Okay? Use their money. Blue Vector. There we go. Any questions? Thoughts on MicroStrategy increasing the number of available shares? Yeah, that's this story right here. So what are my thoughts on there? My thoughts are pretty simple. Okay? He's making you pay for it. When I say you, as in people. Remember, their convertible bond offering that came into play. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look, Ethereum. I was right. I knew that was going to happen with Ethereum. Closed prematurely. Shouldn't have done that. But she was going to come back up to those imbalances right there. There she is. But never mind. Probably would have had a 20K day. Never mind. And I had more size on Ethereum than I did. I had 138 contracts. Mad days. At 412 leverage. You absolute nut job. Why didn't you use high leverage 420, this guy? Never mind. So there, in answer to that, The convertible bonds that Microstrategy had offered basically told the people that you can only sell it. Well, you only get a profit if you let our share price go to $629. So people are compelled already to hold on to the share, retaining MicroStrategy's value, giving them more capital, increasing their share price, getting people involved, getting people interested in it. So with this new attempt at buying more Bitcoin, it's going to come at a cost, which means they're just lifting up the bar again. You know, how long do you have to hold on to the MicroStrategy shares to realize a return? So that means from $300, they have to go to 600. Then from 600, you have to go to 1200. And that's only on the premise that Bitcoin keeps on going up. Okay. If they're expecting Bitcoin to slump to 70,000 and Michael Saylor keeps on buying, his average entry is going to keep on going in and it's going to be higher and higher. But then when you're buying that amount of Bitcoin, you do have an impact on the market. Principally, you do have an impact. And we've got a Bitcoin war. Saudi Arabia hold 40 billion. The US wants to start buying the Bitcoin. I'm telling you now, they're going to be buying all the Bitcoin and we're going to be sat there with our Satoshis scratching out, you know what I'm saying? But it is a Bitcoin war, you know? There's a Bitcoin war going off right now. And they're just trying to take as much of it as possible. Bitcoin will either go to 99K or 96,300. Whatever. I'm getting stocks again. Any other questions, guys? And if any of you using BTCC as well, get involved using BTCC. It's our preferred exchange. Funding rates going up. Okay, that's going up. Come on, Bitcoin. Give me one more bout to the upside. Psychological high and we walk out. And I'd say that'll be a good Merry Christmas for you all. Is Bitcoin alive? Tino, are you the main character in trading? I ain't no main character. Why would you buy a useless coin at 100K though? I don't know. They don't think it's useless, but they make money off it. So it's not useless. Where is the live stream tomorrow for Platinum members? It's you'll receive a link and you'll get the live streaming link so you can watch it. So you'll get notified. I'll give you guys a reminder tonight. Again, if you want to take part in that live stream, ladies and gentlemen, it is use the discount code pinned to the top in the description. It's called Christmas. And you'll be able to join that live stream. And you'll get more than just that live stream. You're getting the trade setups. We're going into the new year, of course. So things are a little bit quiet right now. Don't advocate anyone to take any trades on the legacy markets as such, like Euro, Gold, and NASDAQ and what have you. But cryptocurrency will still operate, but it all depends on how well it operates. But, you know, tomorrow I'll be doing the live stream and we're just going to go over concepts. We're going to talk about this trade, how to break it down, talk about any previous trades I've done. I've recorded live video trading just this week. I've uploaded that onto the Traders Reality website. It's all over there for you, ladies and gentlemen. When you join, you get this masterclass checklist Excel, which is available in the Discord. And it just teaches you various strategies on the hybrid system. And these important posts right here, these posts here, they are very important in my opinion. Okay, talk about stop and volume candles. Effectively, the block trade principle, okay, which is what we just used right now. Vectors, it's a block, again, red candle, green candle formation. There's one here breaking down the macros where I explain how to read the macros, okay, where we're talking about CPI and all of that fun and games, okay. Where are we at right there? Okay. So we're now going on to $12,000 on the trade. Nearly $12,000. Not bad. An hour and 15 minutes. You can't complain. No way. It means that the longs are paying the shorts. So you could do some hedging activities right now. You could run shorts and go long on spot. Shorts futures, so you get paid by the longs, okay? And spot trade. That would be exploiting the This story, the differential swap rates. That's what you're doing here. Delta neutral. You want to get really into it, but I don't want to do that because that will just blow your minds. Euro is actually looking like it could be coming up. The implied rate is up now to 1.75%. Okay, so you're probably getting about 1.2%. Yeah, 1.21%. When this week, when I started talking about this, it was 1.16. Okay, and it was previously 1.6 for the differential minus the fees and what have you. So they're actually earning more. So that could lead Euro's price to climb higher. Could be. Because it's hedge fund managers, what they're going to do over 23 days. So basically, over 16 days, they can exploit a differential of 1.75. After fees, will bring it to about 1.2. Okay? So they'll commit $100 million and buy euros and then borrow that against the US dollar. Dollar's rate, 4.5%. Okay? And the difference on that, basically. You know? A little bit complicated, but there's that as well. The problem with copy trading is I'm very sporadic with when I take trades. Very, you know, and not everyone's going to copy the trade. I'll say you can run along as such, but that's what the setups are in principle. But the setups are all about helping you understand the reasoning for my logic on why price is going to go up or not. Okay. What was my worst trade? Donald Trump. That was my worst trade. He screwed me. He went onto Twitter and I was short on dollar yen, and he effectively put out a tweet. So I was short on dollar yen. It was going down, 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 down. It was probably in around about 60, 70,000 pounds, sterling pounds worth of profit. Okay. And I was margined as well. I was going crazy. I was like 10, 15 lot sizes. Okay. And he then went onto Twitter and said, you know what, I'm out. I don't care. There you go. So I'll take that. Just shy of $11,000 profit. An hour and 15. Broke my 5 and 13 EMA on the 1 minute time frame. Breaking the 5 EMA. I ain't interested. I'm done. Yep, back into the vector candle. Hasn't broken it, but I'm done anyway. Okay. And that's what I mean. I'm very sporadic like that. I was leaving dead money. It could have been 12. Never mind. How do we use spot versus hedge? Like if we have 10K in spot, then what margin do I hedge or short? Listen, you have to already be in a position like that one, right? Okay, so if I had that long, I would have preferred, okay, if my long... Well, I mean, I caught a great entry. It was here. My entry was at 94 and it went all the way to 96. So $2.5 grand, nearly $3 move in Bitcoin. Okay. But in my opinion, that's not enough. It's not enough to grant a hedge. Okay. Because what you would need to do in principle is you would have to run a short from the highest points. You would have to catch the high. Okay. And if the high comes into play, you have to use a lot of margin and capital so that you don't need that much of a big move down to make money. The idea is that if you do catch the move and it comes down in your favor, okay, you're profiting from that short. Close off the trade, use the profit of that, load up on the long. That's one aspect to it. But if you want to take advantage of the funding rate story, then you've got to be in a situation where you know that the shorts, well, the longs are paying the shorts because there's a lot of people coming in trying to take advantage of price, okay? And if you see that the longs are paying the shorts, what you then do is you short the futures markets of Bitcoin so that you can receive an income from the longs, and then you enter on spot on Bitcoin to take advantage of that rally to the upside. So as much as it's like a break even, principle says that you're earning the revenue from being in the short, okay? And you've got to try and work that sweet spot, all right? But it pays to be in the long in the first instance, to be in the spot so you can really have a little bit of flexibility rather than starting fresh. You know what I mean? Okay? That's what the market dealers do. The dealers, market makers, they do that. They start off delta neutral. That means they've got the risk on. And then if they end up coming away from delta neutral, it means that they're going to start applying gamma negative strategies, okay? Which is shorting what is it called? Shorting the underlying asset, which is Bitcoin, shorting it, but then going long spot, okay? And that effectively brings them to delta neutral so that they're not in much high risk, okay? My trade with dollar yen, sorry, talking about it. About 60, 70,000 pounds worth of profit. Trump turned around and said, we're having a good relationship with, things are promising with China. And at the time I was short in dollar yen because things weren't looking good with China. And he turned around and said that things are looking good with China now. Dollar yen shoots up. So I lose the 60, 70 grand and lost another 40 on top because I was sat there washing pots. I was relaxing myself. I was washing my hands, cleaning some pots. I had MT4 on my phone. I had so many positions. The time it took for me to try and close them all, and I was on iPhone, not on Android, schoolboy. Because on Android, you can do close all, not on iPhone, on MT4. So I had to, by the time I ran upstairs, 70K and the profit, ciao, ciao. All because he put out one tweet. And guess what? We're going back into that sort of flavor now. So be careful. Watch the legacy markets. Okay. Who says, why are you sad? Who's sad that I took profits? Why are you sad that I took profits? Tino is the only trader I know who is sad taking profits. I'm not sad taking profits. Hell no. No. It's just, listen, guys, when it comes to profit, okay, when you've got in a profitable trade, ask yourself, okay, this is not, look, you've got to be humble in this marketplace, man. You have to, okay? If your employment or your work pays you nearly $11,000 for just over an hour and 15 minutes worth of trading, then I wouldn't close the trade. That's the logic, you know? And that's how you have to be. You have to take money from this game. I have no interest in Bitcoin on its milestone price point other than 100K. But now that that milestone is out the window, we're now looking at 1 million. That's a little bit far away now, isn't it? Yeah? Right now, it doesn't matter what Bitcoin's price is. I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 100K. I haven't got the mental stamina right now to sit through it because this was the stamina part for me. So in other words, I held my breath when I was watching this price action. I was releasing my breath as price was going up. I'm out of breath now. Close the trade. Walk away. That's how we do. Mark, that's you terrible guy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas. And I want to thank you all. You've been coming here every single day I go live. Mad love and respect to everyone, all the pattern watchers, all the guys in the Discord, all the moderators, Mr. Mike Dutch holding it down, being very patient with me. But thank you to everyone else, man. So many names. Slacker, Helen, Awatas, Mr. John Wick, you know, all the gang, Mitch, all the guys in the Discord, man, pattern watchers, man. We've come a long way. We have come a long way. Bitcoin, you're not meant to see that bit. Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be tuning into you all. When? I think Friday. I'll let you guys know. Enjoy your Christmas. Stay the F away from the charts, man. Bitcoin will always be moving. All right? Take care of yourselves, gang. Mad love and respect. Peace.